Hello there, lovely people. This is me, Ashley, here, sending my love to you from whatever reality I'm in today, whatever reality you happen to find yourself in. And when I'm talking about what reality that we happen to find ourselves in, I'm fairly sure that you've all been feeling pretty much the same way I have. Um, there's been a lot of changes lately, very weird changes from one day to the next. I've been like this, my whole mood's been up and down, and I felt completely out of kilter. Um, and it's just been a really hard time. I think what now, I'm not sure. I don't actually think it's completely to do with what's going on around the world. Here in Britain, we're on another lockdown and it's not easy. And it also makes you feel shit. There doesn't seem any way out of it. And most of us that I'm in contact with here, we don't trust anything, and we're very much separate from the rest of the world at the moment. And I think we're feeling that quite a lot. A couple of you have asked me to go live, and I'm really glad that I have done because it's a bit difficult at the moment because I'm actually with my family. I'm not on my own anymore. I've moved back in with my daughter for the time being. Hi, Leith. Yeah, I'm glad you're catching me live, love. That's a really good thing because I only like literally said 30 minutes ago I was going to come on because I'm with my family and obviously I don't have time and my daughter doesn't even know that I'm. Hi, Elizabeth. My daughter doesn't even know that I'm affected, so I can't even say, so it's hi, Pre, love you, Prel. Yeah, the spirit energy of the airwaves. I mean, this is it. We're fighting so much bad negative energy. That's what I'm finding really hard at the moment. That and the constant changes. I mean, I can't keep up with them, and I do think that we're all feeling a bit drained. So yeah, I was just wondering how you guys were feeling. What are you how are you feeling? How are you dealing with things? The different changes that have been going on. I mean, for instance, I'm here watching TV. Hi, Madam X. Hi, hi. I'm here with my family at the moment, so it's quite difficult to just come on live, obviously. But when you see, when in my own home, I don't have a TV, so I'm not bombarded with it constantly. I'm not having to face it every minute of the day. And yet here, it's things are changing all the time. I can't even watch the weather because the map of Britain has changed again, and Scotland now has many islands at the top of it, and I just, it's like it's so hard. And also, I do want to say that I was due to come on with um, Joey. I thought it was called Joey Rocker because I'm English and we don't know how to pronounce anything. It's called Joey Rocher, I think, really. But he's been taken off air. His YouTube channel's been taken down. Now, I know that, well, he's annoyed the hell out of me, to be fair, with some of the things that he's been saying. And I was able to watch a little bit of his he did a live with system failure, and he seems to think he's debunked things, and he said that nobody will debate him, and I said debate me. Now the thing is, I'm not going to debate anybody about the Mandela effect. I'm not. There's nothing to debate. There's nothing to debate, so I'm not going to debate. But he said that he wanted to come on and teach us about why the Mandela effect is a hoax. And I said, well, you're perfectly welcome to come on my channel, but you're not going to be teaching us anything. I'm hoping that you're going to hear what we have to say and find out why we find it so hard living the lives that we do. Because that's what I want the debunkers to know about, how hard it is for us. Because people like him, they don't really, I mean, he's called us morons. He's called us a cult. A cult. We're not a cult. We're individuals who have found each other. That's what we are, who need each other. Elizabeth, you said it before, love, that you need to be in contact with people like you because everybody else is asleep. And I so get that. Because for us, it's a spiritual thing as well as everything else. And for people to go around debunking, it, it's insulting and hurtful. Now, at the moment, there's no sign of Joey, so I don't know when that's going to be happening. But it's certainly not going to be a debate. I'm going to answer everything that he says. I'm not going to try and convince him. Yeah, you're saying that now, Prel. You're glad that we're all as well as can be, and I've really not been very good of late. This particular change time has really knocked me sideways. So my energies, it's interfered with my condition, and I've not been very good at all, really. But also, it's I'm in a really good position at the minute because I'm with my family, so I'm spending my time with my grandchildren, my 3-year-old grandchild, and my nearly 14-year-old grandchild. And I have another one on the way during 6 weeks' time, and being with them helps me to be normal, just to have nights like look back right at you, honey, look back right at you. Donna, you beautiful girl. Oh, I know. Yeah, multiple artist names have changed. Today, Hazel Fiver showed me that John Denver, Country Road, Take Me Home, is now Country Roads, Take Me Home. And that's messing with my memories of my mum. Because when I want to spend time with my mum, who, as many of you know, is deceased, I put a bit of John Denver on and sit and have a cry to John Denver and be with my mum a little bit. Yeah, yeah, Donna, that's so right. Experience it like having a thought, then it's deleted. Hi, Danny. Quantum Stuff, Texas, Danny. Hello. No, for me, it was always Country Road, Take Me Home. And now it's Country Roads, Take Me Home. See, the thing is, this is another thing about these debunking arseholes. They don't seem to understand that, that we can. Yeah, Donna, really? That's your family's theme song. Yeah, it matters to me. And I think that's something like it is the things. It's not just. I mean, yeah, it's our surroundings. It's not just labels and changes in lyrics and things. It's things on the ground in front of us, but it's also things that we have interests in anyway. So that's how. Well, that's it, Prel. That's that's the nature of the Mandela effect, isn't it? In your world, it was always roads, country roads. I accept that because I'm Mandela affected. Yet some of these debunkers would say that, it's always been roads and I'm just mistaken. And yet I've been singing that song since I was a child. And I play it to be near my mum. And I know what the word was for me. But because we're affected, we understand that we're allowed to both be affected and not share exactly the same memory. And yet, those people that seem to want to debunk, they can't debunk anything because they don't know that simple little thing. I mean, I did actually go onto Joey's profile and try and have a look at some of his stuff. And I had a little bit of a read of what some of the comments of the people that follow him had to say. And they were saying things about Dolly and her braces, how, yeah, we're right, because obviously she went back in time and redid the whole thing. And it's just your own. If you don't even know that we share different realities between us, and then I had a look at something else of I'm sorry, I was just starting to see a little bit of what Dana had written. I thought, or even the slit experience wherein you observe something, you actually change the outcome. Yeah, we are. I'm with you there, Dana, because we're actually interested in these. Hi, Captain Kirk. My big hugs to you. Because we're interested in them, maybe that's why they're showing us that. I'm going to have another. I'm with you, Dana. I'm going to have a look, see what I can find on that. Very much so. I like that whole thing. I mean, right. I'm just going to ask now. And I don't care whether you live with me here now or you catch it later. One of the things that Joey said was that we all believe that it's CERN, right? And he can't even grasp that. That's how little he knows about what we think and what we know and what we believe. Okay, so I'm loving that, Dana. The fact that we're seeing an experiment and changing it. I don't want to though. That's really strange. Yeah, and that. Oh, I'm sorry, Marge. I'm sorry, Mart. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name properly. Do forgive me, please. Welcome, welcome. And you're right. Lots of Mandela affected people still don't realise that we share different realities. That our realities aren't exactly the same. Even non-affected. I mean, even the affected don't realise that. But I want to ask you, what do you think it is? Because because Joey is, like many of them, is putting out the thing that we all think it's a quantum CERN thing. So, well, that isn't true, is it? So I want to know, whatever it is, whatever you think it is, just pop down what you think. Because if I ever get a chance to speak to Joey about it, I want to be able to give him as many different reactions from actual Mandela affected people as possible. And I think the way that it will go is that I will ask him to explain to us, first of all, what he thinks the Mandela effect is and what he thinks we believe. He says we believe. We don't believe, we know. That's the difference. We don't believe in the Mandela effect. We know. So yeah, I'm liking that one, Prill. I really am. Layers overlapping the same space time. I like that because, like I've said, I've seen buildings in my hometown. The old pub in one of the old pubs in my hometown. It's over 500 years old. Its front has changed so many times, and I love that. It's all happening here. But then, Prel, when you're saying if it's all happening here, why are some of us from Orion, like myself, the original Orion, and by the way, we're back on the arm? And that's another thing. It feels at the moment kind of like the Mandela effect is trying to put my life back. It's really weird. And loyalty makes your family. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, Lynn. Welcome. Um, I don't think we've been taken because, well, in a way, we have been taken. You're right. I agree. Because we're not from here. And we're not from tomorrow's here. We're not from yesterday's here. And so we kind of belong nowhere whilst appearing to belong here. But yeah, we have been shown, and some of the things that I've seen, people that disagree with the Mandela effect, some of the things that they say. Like I saw one video and it said, "Don't look at Mandela effects because they'll brainwash you." I mean, what? What are they talking about? Don't look at Mandela effects because Mandela effects brainwash you. Do they not realise that we saw things change and then found each other? We didn't all come looking and go, "Ooh, I believe that." It changed in real time in front of our eyes. And right, Prel, because perhaps we move between each time we wake up and then we perceive the matrix changes. Yeah, I think so. Um, oh, Dana is Hazzy. That's fantastic. Oh, Donna, I'm so happy for you. That's absolutely fantastic. Donna was just saying there that her hubby has seen some changes lately, and that's really helped her to cope. And I agree. I agree. That is a brilliant and wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing. So, yeah, my family. I'm looking at changes. I'm looking at that, the map, thinking, why aren't you seeing it looks different? Lynn, different beings. Whoa, Donna. Whoa, that's incredible. Eyes changing colour, and he saw it himself. Oh, that's just wonderful. That is just absolutely wonderful. I know, Marta. That's exactly how. And I studied the Mayans for a long time, so I mean, I was actually watching something on the Mayans before I came here to do this. Um, yeah, but when like I found that you saying about not having the same memories with nobody, your children and other, and yeah, we're kind of we they're still our family, but they're not. It's weird. It's horrible. Yeah, he was so scared, Donna, that I get that, and I'm really glad about that. And you told him that you believe him 100%. Yeah, and we get that because we are affected. We are affected. So yeah, that's just at least you were already aware and awake, which is brilliant. Oh, did they? Right. I see. I don't know when Moneybags eyes changed for me, to be honest. In fact, recently I've been thinking about. I thought that I've always said that I saw a lot of changes before I realised that what I was experiencing is a real thing. But I have been seeing changes for a long time. Put it this way, the day my mum died, I saw the sun and the moon in the sky at the same time for the first time, and it stood out to me. Now, that was in 2009 when I saw, but I'd never seen the sun and the moon that close together in the sky. You could almost see it in one picture, but it was just slightly out of the range of vision. And yeah, it seems like this is a copy of Earth that was slapped up and created recently. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, recently I mean, I've been taking my granddaughter into the park because that's what grandmas do. And we walked, we haven't been for about 4 days, maybe five. And we walked down a street, I walked down all the time, and a number of the buildings had been painted, but they haven't recently been painted. They they've got signs of age on them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my phone, probably tomorrow and or maybe the day after, and do a video to show you. I can't show you what they used to look like, obviously, but they're now different. One of them's a horrible salmon colour. Salmon and green seem to be the thing, which is horrible. But I'll show you. I'll show you the different changes there. Um, yeah, yeah. It's like you're right, Donna. Because for us that see, and but then again, I'm going to say it's not just those. I know lots of people that see but aren't affected by it, and that's really weird. I've said that. I don't know how anybody can see and not be affected by it. My friend, I sent her clips of The Wizard of Oz that I've actually put up on my channel, and at the time, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that's different." Didn't really accept. It didn't really register. But when she watched it for herself and it had changed, then it blew her mind. But then she forgets about it and gets on with her life again. When we can never do that. We can't forget. We can't just pretend. Mind you, we spend all our time pretending. Let's face facts, we do. I spend all my time pretending that everything's normal when I've just seen something change in front of my eyes. I mean, at the moment, that's another thing. Sex and the City is doing a comeback. Now, for me, it was always Sex and the City, but as many of us know, it kind of flip flops all of the piece, doesn't it? Flip flop, flip flop. And then recently, I mean, no, about a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago, last February, it changed. I made a video about it where it changed while I was watching a box set. I was literally watching a box set and it changed part way through to and again. And it's still and now for me. So what is it for you? Is it in for you at the moment, or is it and for you at the moment? Because it could be and for all of us, but it's highly unlikely because we don't share the same changes at the same time. And that's something that I found really weird. That because I thought that apart from the fact that we all allegedly come from different places in the Milky Way, Sagittarius, etc., Perseus and Orion, in fact, even another galaxy that we didn't know about, the Sagittarius dwarf galaxy, which now surrounds our own. People from there are affected. That they saw their galaxy blow up, their homeland blow up. It's now floating around us, and they're affected too. So yeah, we do share quite a lot of the big changes. We do the big changes like JFK and things like that. We share the big ones, but we don't share all of them. Yes, yes, Marta, you're absolutely right. Am I saying your name right, Marta? I'm not sure. I'm so sorry. Um, she was just saying here that in a city from the Netherlands, colours switch from blue to red and vice versa with stores for shopping. Yeah, that's happened here with signs. No, I haven't seen it with stores yet, whole stores yet, but I have with signs, and it's really peculiar when that happens. I mean, even just some actual painting outside my house. Somebody had painted no parking in white, changed to red. So yeah, but recently I think we've all been knocked a bit. You know, yeah, I do think that some of it's got to do with the Mariam. That's a little easier for me being English. You know how shit we are at languages. That's why we went around the world making everybody speak English, because we can't. So you know, we've got what was Coles. What did you think it was called? What's that, Donna? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry, I don't understand it. Um, but yeah, I do. I think it's like how people. I want to get through to Joey that it's not a belief system. It's not something we found and joined in with. It's not something that we've been brainwashed by looking at. You know, it's like, yeah, I agree, Beth, with that. Yeah, turned around 180 degrees mentally, emotionally, spiritually, close to God and Jesus. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was explaining today to my daughter, because my eldest daughter's a born again Christian, but she's not affected. She reads the Bible every day. She's never mentioned a single change to me. So she just must be sailing through everything, every change. Hasn't, I don't know. I can't work that one out at all. It's very real. It's very, very real, Mariam. It's very real. But I was trying to explain my connection, my reconnection to Christianity, because as many of you know, I was the gates of mind have been breached. We have a small phone. Oh, I know. I know, James. It's been horrible. It's been horrible. I can't talk about that at all, I'm afraid, because they will shut me down, and I can't. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that world. I can't deal with. I've stopped trying to wake people up. There's no point. There's no point trying to get the truth out there to people. They don't get it then, and it's made me think that maybe this is the way it's supposed to be, that not everybody is supposed to know, not everybody. And yeah, whatever this is, it is real, it's very real, and so there is no debunking it. And I'm not happy when Joey eventually comes on my channel. There's no way I'm going to be having I will discuss, but I'm not having a debate, because for me there is nothing to debate. For you, there is nothing to debate. It's just about time that one of them actually heard what we're saying. Yes, I know, Lynn, you're totally right about the Bible. I can't read the Bible anymore. If I do, it's only like a pastor might say to read a certain thing, and I'll go and have a look, and often it's changed. So, you know, I don't read the Bible for guidance anymore. What I do is I turn directly to my Creator. And that's a thing that it doesn't mean that, you know, I mean, I do know people that that are so-called pagans. I thought of myself as a pagan before in my past, but I actually wasn't, because I only ever really believed in one God. But there you go. But there are some that are pagans and they feel closer to their creator. And whatever you believe, my own, if you follow my my mad ramblings, you'll see how terribly desperate and upset I was becoming spiritually. I was that upset and confused by it all that I got my answer through the Hopi prophecy. I got brought back to Jesus through the Hopi prophecy of all things. I mean, I have to just give it all to God. I just have to give everything that I am to Him, whatever He is. I spent a lot of time being upset because I didn't understand what God was and cry, God, I don't know what you are. And I'm not supposed to know what He is. I'm not supposed to understand. I'm just supposed to know and believe. The thing is that there is a difference between believing and knowing. And for most of us, I'm not saying all, but for most of us, it has made us for those of us, oh, I'm sorry, I was just reading something. It's taken me off somewhere. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Lynn. Directly to Him. I leave everything about my life in His hands. He will guide and I will follow wherever He wants to take me. That's the only thing I have now. I mean, I have been thinking a lot lately about how I've changed over the last few years since knowing about the fact that what I was going through is a thing called the Mandela effect. I've changed massively because we have to. We have to. I mean, we learn and research so many different things. So many different things. But for most of us, we turn to God. However you want to call it. Some people have got literally stronger with the Bible, but they're rare. They're rare with us lot because the Bible isn't our Bible anymore, is it? So, yeah. Yeah, absolutely, Donna, with the courage. I mean, I don't know if many of you know him, but Jacob Israel, the Jacob Israel channel, please go look him up. He's fantastic. He says, show me the truth no matter what the cost. He asked God to show the truth no matter what the cost. And I do. I've often regretted it, but I ask. And yeah, by living accordingly and resisting and staying on the path in general, yeah, you're absolutely right, bro. Yeah, I get where you're coming from, James. It's demonic to you, like it's yeah, but then that's also part of God's plan, isn't it? It says in end times in Revelation that God gives Satan the power to change times, and it's all written. But ultimately, I think he's still, yeah, the Bible does. I can't read it anymore. Can't read the Bible. I used to be able to turn to it. Have a problem, turn any page there, your answer would be. But it's an abomination now. It's an abomination. It's scary. And like I've said before, it frightens me that my daughter, who reads the Bible every day, she is at university studying the Bible and working towards a theology degree. So, I'm sorry. I think you've lost the sight of me, but maybe no bad thing. Yeah. So Psalm PSAL. Yeah, that's me. PSALM. Psalm. What is it now? What is it now, Dana? Oh, I can't. I can't. I mean, in some ways, the Mandela effect has given me extra information to the things that I was studying and querying and questioning before. I knew about the Mandela effect and the Mayans, indeed. I studied them and waited for 18 years for December the 12th. And people say that 2012, and people say that it never happened, but I think it did. I think it did. That was the end of the age. That's what it meant. And the end of the age was the end of the sun's magnetic cycle. And then we have a new sun. And we have a new sun. We have a white sun. And yet, you know what's really weird? My granddaughter, who's 3, said the other day about the sun being yellow. So, what? She's 3 and talks about the sun being yellow, and yet the sun's white, and apparently it's. So, what? I'm with you, Beth. I'd rather know the truth than hide my head in the sand. Yeah, yeah. Yes, I agree, Donna. I'm going, yeah, you guys don't even know what I'm looking at yet. Donna was saying that it's about, you know, it's about follow what we know is right from our past experience and knowledge of the Bible. Now it's the test to see who remembers, and I very much do. Yeah. Yeah, the sun is massively white for me too now as well, Mariam. It absolutely is. And I don't like it. It's like, that's not my sun. Some people say it's a sun simulator, and I've seen evidence on videos to prove that it might actually be a sun simulator. Well, it is in one reality, but it might not be in all of our realities. I don't get any of it. I don't get any of it anymore. But my 3-year-old granddaughter was talking about the sun being yellow when it's been white since before she was born in the reality that we find ourselves in. We're with a white sun. So why is she talking about it being yellow? To me, that just adds an extra layer to the confusion that is the Mandela effect. Because she shouldn't have been taught it's yellow if it's white. But she's talking about that. So I like that mass multi-remembering, Dana. It's definitely not misremembering. Look, believe me, I'm 55. My brain's a bit foggy. I misremember what happened this morning. But the memories that we are remembering are important to our lives. It's not something and nothing. It's things that matter. Country home, country road, take me home matters to me because it's a memory of me and my mum. Many of you, it's roads. It always has been. And it's those sort of things that, look, it is really troubling that even Mandela affected people don't realise that we don't all share the same reality. We never have. And that the changes, although I think they happen, I think we go through cycles of changes happening at round about the same time. But we certainly don't. The more I question, the more I think I know, the more I question. You get things coming in at tangents, and it's like, I think we are targeted individuals. But then, are we targeted individuals? Because lots of people actually see, but just carry on, and lots of people don't see. Lots and lots of people don't see. There are people that really believe that if you look at a Mandela effect, you're going to be brainwashed. Don't look at any of that. Hi, another Rick. No, I haven't been too good. But I'm doing okay at the minute, so that's all that counts, really. And yeah, had a wonderful Christmas with my grandchildren. That was magical. So all went well there. This year, we're already being told here in Britain that all this shit might still be going on at Christmas, which is like, thanks for that. Thanks, that's given us something wonderful to look at. Yeah, Beth, you're right. Children are pure at heart too. You see, that's something that really used to worry me at one point. I was frightened about, I've got grandchildren. I was frightened about what this Mandela effect is going to do for them. How is it going to affect them? And I was worried about if they get given, well, I was worried about an awful lot of things. But I've just had to put that into the hands of my creator and just say, I just trust that. Because it was just making me think, well, what is the point in children still being born if we're going through the Mandela effect? What's the point? That's what I kept thinking, that what are they ever going to grow up? And what kind of a world are they going to grow up in? And then will they be, it was like too many questions. I like that, not targeted, just peeking behind the veil. I like that, Donna. Oh no, it doesn't work like that for me. Loyalty makes you family. When I find, um, when I find that I've been trying to ignore, or haven't been out, or haven't seen any changes, you can guarantee that the Mandela effect will do something in front of my face. I don't have to go anywhere. It'll show me something. I mean, I made a video not long ago where my bedroom window, I'm looking out my bedroom window, and the perspective changed. The houses that were across the road that I used to could barely see that there was a ladder and a trampoline in the garden. Suddenly there was a ladder and a trampoline, and you couldn't miss it. Everything had changed perspective. There was a perspective change. There's time shifts and slips. Oh, and by the way, that's another thing. The Earth has been speeding up by 0.05 seconds every year, or a few times a year actually, since 2016. It's been really weird, and they've had to add an extra, well, even in the pips being the beeps for the speaking clock, they've had to have a little gap before added into the beeps because it's been spinning faster. It's like everything's wrong, everything. I haven't misremembered the fact that black holes had nothing come out of them, that nothing could escape a black hole in my reality. That's not a misremembering that. I've not misremembered that the sun was yellow. I've not misremembered it's been white all along. Misremembering is the most stupid excuse as to what we're going through that I can even. Uh, Hi, David. Hi. Hi. I just can't. The more we know, the less we know. But let's think about the things that we have actually learned since I first made this channel. Since I first made this channel, I found out that people come from a different part of the Milky Way than I do. I found out that we don't all share the same memories. We don't all share. We don't all, as if individuals or in groups as in countries. Even then, we don't. Even in the same country, or we still don't share the same reality. My reality in the northwest of Britain is different from a reality of my friend who lives in the south of Britain, and also somebody else who also lives in the northwest of Britain. We share different realities, and yet we're supposed to live in the same country. But we know all of these things because we talk to each other. We share our thoughts, our feelings, our our ramblings, the things we've learned. We share these things, our experiences, our memories, our stories, we share with each other. And that's how we know. We know that we don't share the same reality at the same time, which is why I always start my videos with love from my reality to whatever reality you find yourself in today. Because it's not the same reality. And quite frankly, it never has been. Not within our lifetime anyway. Definitely not. My first changes, as far as I'm aware, were in the 80s. They could probably have even been before that, because along the way, I've thought things have been different before, or haven't looked quite right, way before this big wave from 2016 happened. Oh, I like that. With all the yeah, the you know what test, collecting DNA to see who's really from where, because they thought more of us would go from the. I love that. I love that. You see, the 1111, James, I don't get that very often. I've had it a few times and I've had it a few times recently, but I've just had any kind of repeating numbers for years. But it's got more and more and more and more. Either 1212 or 2112. They're either repeating or mirrored numbers, always. And I didn't get 1111 very often, but recently I've seen it a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, Elizabeth, you're just saying that we're here to be witnesses about this place, but nobody's taken any notice of us. And not that we want anybody to take, because we're not actually trying to make anybody believe anything, are we? But it's like, oh, I'm sorry. I've said before that maybe we're the one, like the Hopi Indians were when they were moved from the third world, the third Earth to the fourth Earth, and they wrote everything. They wrote everything on stone. They did it verbally, didn't they? They passed down their verbal traditions, and they did the carvings on the rocks, and they remembered their old world, but warned that it would happen again, that this would happen again, and we're at the time that it's happening again. I mean, we know we're in a different world already. We're constantly in different worlds. It's not even a different world. It's a forever changing. Oh, you had your baby shower on the 11th. That's lovely, Donna. Yeah, yeah. Loyalty makes you family was just saying that maybe she doesn't feel targeted because no government is after you. I'm gonna have to go. Family, sorry.